From the campus of Cerritos College in Norwalk, California, it's the 32nd annual NHB Cup featuring in a girls 16 category, Palos Verdes Fram and Legacy of Chandler, Arizona. The Palos Verdes Fram is in all blue, and they'll be going from left to right on your picture, and from right to left will be the Legacy team with the red numbers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for LandsmanProductions.com with Jim Costa on the camera. And let's go ahead and get the lineups for both teams. First, for Fram, the head coach is Tanya Wilson. The keeper will be Megan Bustios. Number 2 is Kimberly Hoey. Number 5 is Leslie David. Number 4 is Melissa Furtado. Number 6 is, and we are underway, so shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. Number 6 is Alyssa Kark. Number 7 is Kelsey Sakamoto. Number 8 is Vanessa Gutierrez. Number 10 is Andrea Elias. Number 11 is Mackenzie Sakalitis. And number 12 is Miranda Conlin. Number 14 is Jackie Anaya. And number 15 is Jenna Gill. 16 is Lily Califano. Number 17 is Kirsten Cotter. 18 is Janessa Martinez. 19 is Lauren Richards. And number 20 is Angela Sloss, with number 22 being Cassie Lacharty. Let's get the lineup for Legacy. Their head coach is Jason Thompson, and the team manager is Andrea E. The keeper is Holly Neumauer, as the shot just goes past the goal. Jordan Chavez is number 1 at midfield. Whitney Nichols is a midfielder. Number 3, number 4 at a back position is Aaron Kerrigan. Number 5 at a back position is Courtney Park. Number 6 at midfield is Rebecca Kijowski. Number 7 at midfield is Lana Justice. Number 12 at back position is Asia Rimple. Number 13 at midfield is Chastity Eggleston. Number 18 at midfield is Charlotte Musgrove. Number 20 at forward is Brittany Wilmer. 21 at midfield is Amber Pattison. 25 at forward is Laura Cox. And 44 at midfield is Emily Grieve. Ball out of play on the near side touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Fram. And a 0-0 score. 30-minute halves here in this NHB Cup here on the last day. And running onto that soccer ball there is Hoey, getting it back. Kimberly Hoey pushing it back to her teammate Califano. And now they want to work towards that attacking third. Cotter. Pass was blocked. Now here's a shot, but it goes wide of the near post. I believe that was by Jenna Gill. So it'll be a goal kick. Only for the third time ever since the 90s we've been around are we using the overhead shot. This is the first time in a girls under 16 or anybody above 12 years of age we've used this overhead shot, and that's primarily what we're going to be doing for the olders, as they say, in most of the tournament. The overhead shot. Going to be a throw-in for the far side touchline. The campus of Cerritos College. And now drawing it back is Erin Kerrigan to her keeper. Having trouble with it in the 18-yard box, but finally they get it up to Eggleston. And on the near side, Fram with it. And running onto it now is Jordan Chavez. Chavez trying to get an early ball for a teammate, but that ball is way too much pace on it. And Bustios, no problem with it. On the near side, she wants to go along the right flank, but it's intercepted. Eggleston drawing it to the central of Musgrove. Musgrove's got her teammate with it and then gets a return pass. Musgrove being marked heavily there, but then draws it back. Got a teammate out to the wide. Now the service toward the central, intercepted. On a deflection, all the way back towards that left flank. And in the deep third for Fram. And it goes out of play.
Okay, Kim, you get 13, Lauren, come on.
And now on that soccer ball is Wilmer. Drawing it back. On that right flank, they try to process an attack. Legacy. Got players there in the space. And now winning it at midfield. Fram trying to move. And now they get a service over towards that left flank. And attacking third, but winning it as a deep back of Legacy and pushing up to midfield. And now out of play. Will be a throw-in for a Legacy. Lauren Richards is number 3. She was written down as number 19 when we said her name, so she'll be number 3 out there today for Fram. Out to the outside with Cotter, and a save made by Neumauer. Pretty good little shot that time. Neumauer pushing it all the way up the deep back. Fram winning it, pushing it up, and now heading toward the attacking third again. And that ball goes across the 18-yard box with nothing doing there. 0-0 your score in the first half. After the goal kick, it goes out of play on the near side. It'll be a throw-in for Legacy. Knocked out. Whitney Nichols will throw it in. Nichols' pass intercepted that time by Conlon. Conlon getting it up to Cotter, towards Cotter, and Cotter not able to get it. Legacy knocks it out of play, and so it'll be a throw-in. Lauren Richards will take the throw-in. And she feels that ball from around the net there. Richards finds a teammate there in the space, but coming in and interrupting that play was Laura Cox, and sending that ball out wide, but run onto nicely that time by Leslie David. But they can't do anything with it along the left flank, and they're now going to give up a throw-in. Legacy having that ball sent all the way back towards their deep third and then out of play. Lastly, off the foot of Fram. Goal kick on that far side, trying to get somebody to run onto it. Sloss didn't get to it. Here's Legacy again along their right flank, trying to process a counterattack, but that doesn't go anywhere. And Sakamoto winning it. Conlon and company now with a strike there by Furtado. Pass intercepted. Justice turning and giving it to Wilmer. Wilmer now bringing it up. Want to switch it. Intercepted too much on the ball that time as Furtado intercepted and pushed it up across the midfield stripe. Now the 3 in the deep back with Kerrigan sending that ball out of play, as Kerrigan was looking for a teammate along the right flank but could not connect. The throw in. Hoey, Kimberly Hoey, and then got a teammate there in the space sending it up, but they had numbers there. In this 0-0 match, the NHB Cup 2010. With Legacy at midfield now. The visitors from Arizona in all white. Nichols getting it to her teammate. Wilmer drawing the ball back. Getting a return pass, Brittany Wilmer. Wilmer's being marked heavily by Melissa Furtado. Nice play in that left defensive spot. And they get it going up forward to midfield. Intercepted by Legacy. They send one into the box and had too much pace on it that time for Laura Cox to get to it. So it's knocked out by Fram, and a throw-in now. Eggleston, who threw it in, gets a return pass. Chavez, her pass intercepted nicely that time. Into space was Richards. Into central, now to the wide side of the field with David. David on the move. Leslie David still on a soccer ball and gets around a couple of players. David in the box, a shot, and just missed the post. Leslie David a run down the left flank. Nearly got the coup de grace with a goal, but not quite. Still 0-0 match. The overhead view for LangevilleProductions.com. Hopefully you're enjoying the action here at Cerritos College in Norwalk, California. The NHB Cup, north and south, spread all out in Orange County. We were in Huntington Beach yesterday. Also in Fountain Valley yesterday for a couple of games. Now in the deep back, Leslie David getting it up to her teammate along that left flank as they switch it, but it is intercepted, met there by Eggleston. Eggleston's pass taken away. And now running onto it is Richards. Richards with a soccer ball, but you can't go any further as they play well into space, intercept, but the long ball is too much pace on it that time for Wilmer to get to it. On the near side will be a throw-in. Going to be substitutions now. A couple of players coming in, and if we did not see them, we will mention them as they touch that soccer ball. You may see them, but I do not see what you see. I do not have a monitor, so I have to see it from ground level. The save is made. Nicely done by Megan Bustios. Coming off her line and ranging out. Pass that 6-yard box, you're right. Sakamoto setting it down, an early ball. She gets a strike. The keeper comes off her line, and then they get back to cover. Very dangerous that time for Neumauer, and here's a shot up in the air, headed for the far post, and getting up to make the save was Neumauer. So Neumauer being challenged there a little bit in the last 30 seconds or so. Still a 0-0 score, though. Eggleston now. Eggleston in the central, dispossessed that time as they wouldn't allow Eggleston to go any further. On the near side, a run, and that is Sloss, Angela Sloss, but they are able to win that soccer ball. Visitors from Arizona, Legacy, in the all-white, but coming down to central is Fram. The pass intercepted, though, that time by Nichols. Nichols in the back. Mentioned as a midfield player, but actually she's playing left defense right now. Might be some substitutions coming in, and there is for Legacy. They get a couple of fresh players in. Mention them as they touch that soccer ball here in this NHB Cup match. Girls under 16. Fram intercepted, but they have it again on the far side. Martinez, and in a save. Neumauer making the save. Holly sending it up the central. Looking that time for Wilmer, but she didn't get to it. In the deep back, they win it. Fram and send it past Nichols. And it's going to be a Nichols throw-in for Legacy. Out of Arizona to Wilmer. Wilmer getting it to the central. Running onto it there was Kerrigan. Kerrigan gave it away, though. Over to Sakamoto. Kelsey Sakamoto takes a pass, an early ball, and she just couldn't quite connect that time with Cassie Licciardi. Licciardi on the run in the box, but the ball had too much pace on it. 0-0, still the score here in the first half. Team Fram and Legacy probably got about pretty close to halfway through the first half of action. On it now in the back there is Grebe. Emily Grebe. Cox couldn't do anything with it. Dispossessed on the near side for Fram. Moving it up is Angela Sloss. Sloss, a service into the box, and Neumauer is able to make the save. Looking for a runner that time, but a little bit too much pace on that soccer ball. Into the 18-yard box on a bounce, no problem for Megan Bustios. See the football field on the other side. Cerritos College. Baseball field to the left of us. Either baseball or softball. Legacy in their own half. Play goes out of play on a far side touchline. There's going to be 3 substitutions coming in for Fram. Looks like it's going to be Vanessa Gutierrez, number 8, is coming in. Also Jackie Anaya, number 14, and the number 11, Mackenzie Salikas. They're throwing in. Legacy does. Incorrect throw in that time. They're going to give it away. Licciardi will throw it in. Or actually, no, it's going to be Gutierrez throwing it in. Gutierrez, the throw in. Looking for Licciardi. Can't get it as they intercept it. However, getting it back, though, was Gutierrez. Into the central now with Conlon and a shot and a save. Ranging over towards the outskirts of that 6-yard box there was Neumauer. Down to central off of a bounce. But Legacy can't do anything with it. Leslie David down to central. She was trying to get it to Licciardi. Now to go out wide. They still have possession of it in the box. In the corner, Neumauer reaches out and is able to get that soccer ball as Martinez, I believe she fell down on that play. And Neumauer able to get to the soccer ball. More than midway through the first half. The outside. It's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in, actually a free kick. I believe that's what he was trying to tell the center ref. So it's going to be a free kick for Legacy now. And they haven't had many of those in the white with the red numbers. But they have one now. Not too far outside the box. Taken that time by Kajowski, and it's over the top of the net. A little bit too much on that one. Rebecca Kajowski. On the corner to the 6-yard for Fram from Palos Verdes, California. All the way up to David, and then they push it across midfield, does Fram. A touch there by Licciardi and company, and now they work into the central to Conlon. Conlon draws it back. Which way do they want to go with the attack? Down the left side, and a nice job that time by Emily Grebe to intercept the soccer ball for Legacy. However, they're still going to work along that left side, and they get it to Anaya. Jackie Anaya on the soccer ball in the corner, and it goes out of play. And with their momentum, they have to watch out for that fence over there. Very close to the field here. Can be dangerous. It's not necessarily set up on most soccer fields in this way, but in this particular time it is. Almost reminds you of indoor soccer. Fram with a corner kick though. The out-swinging corner kick, and it's taken away by Wilmer. Down to central. Licciardi putting pressure though. And now here's a shot. And she almost missed that. Neumauer goes after it and makes a save. Nicely done by Kelsey Sakamoto. And because she had a tough time handling it, it went past the goal line. It'll be another CK. Kelsey Sakamoto taking a long distance shot and made Holly Neumauer really have a tough time handling that shot and giving up the CK. Another set piece here for Fram. Kimberly Hoey into the 18-yard box, a shot, and a goal! Go, 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 go! La! Beautiful shot that time as they're able to get the outswinger and get that ball past the top part of the net, or past the keeper in the top part of the net, and it is 1-0. Miranda Conlon, I believe, scored the goal. 1-0, Palos Verdes Fram. First goal in the match so far, and they have been peppering Neumauer throughout the last few minutes and throughout the first half. And finally, they get what they've been looking for, put it in the back of the net. Gutierrez on the far side trying to handle it, goes out of play. And Legacy, who hasn't had too many chances, real good chances in this match, will get the soccer ball again. They throw it in, intercepted. Only 4 in their side of the field. Legacy. Furtado, or rather that was Kerrigan, and then Jowski. Park. Courtney Park going after it. Can't get it. On the intercept, it goes over to Sakamoto. Sakamoto trying to get it to her teammate on the far side. Couldn't do it. So it's a throw-in for Legacy. They get it in to Laura Cox. Taken away by Licciardi. Cassie Licciardi. And Cassie's still on the soccer ball, but they finally dispossess her that time. Sitting in across midfield. Pattison. And then to Wilmer. Wilmer looking for somebody along the right flank, but that one's going to have too much pace on it. And it'll be a goal kick. 1-0. Palos Verdes Fram lead in this match. Angela Sloss is coming in for Fram, number 20, and also Lauren Richards back into the contest, number 3. Fram out of their 6-yard box. The goal kick up in the air. Grebe can't win it and then goes after it, but Licciardi wins it. Pushes it forward, but Intercepted and sent back past her upfield and in the midfield now. Musgrove down to central and an early ball to Wilmer. She's beat the defenders over the top of the net. She had beat the defenders and could not put it into the back of the net. Little bit too high that time. Good play though for Legacy. They just could not connect with the goal. And it's still 1-0. Palos Verdes Fram. Working towards halftime. Hope you're enjoying this match on LangevinProductions.com. Check us out on YouTube. We've got a lot of individual videos of players as well as team highlights on YouTube. Just type in Langevin Productions. On the near side after the throw-in, Wilmer. Wilmer now running the defenders back. Drops it back on top. Over to Musgrove. Musgrove looking for Kajowski. Has her. She sends a shot in. Tough to handle. And it goes off the keeper's hands and then goes out of play behind the goal line. Bustios that time had a tough one to handle. She made the best out of it. And it turned out to be a non-big chance for putting one in the back of the net. But they were working on it that time. Legacy. And here in the last minute or two, getting some things to happen in the defensive half of Fram. Down 1-0. Trying to get an equalizer before the end of the first half. Wilmer, nearly a handball, draws it back. It wasn't called. Rimple. Asia Rimple, and then has her teammate to the right. Back to Wilmer. Wilmer now has the soccer ball. Wilmer looking for teammates. And the central finds one. And then it caroms over to Musgrove. Back to Wilmer again. Wilmer's can't get it, and then goes after it again. Wilmer still on the soccer ball and winning it. And now center ref stops play there, Jackie Anaya, as it is a foul and a free kick now. And again in the defensive half, Fram has to continue to stiffen up as they're being challenged here by the visitors from Chandler, Arizona. Here's Rebecca Kajowski going out towards the right, and that pass is intercepted. Might have been better served to do a shorter pass, and that time it goes all the way back, and Neumauer able to make the save. On the near side. Legacy is a new team, and so they are still trying to get some things going with each other as far as how they play out there on the field. And who knows, if they get this video, they might be able to learn some things about themselves with the overhead view. We'll see. But they are still in this match, only down by 1 goal, 1-0. Coming in now is going to be for Fram, Kirsten Cotter, number 17, and Jenna Gill, number 15. In this 1-0 NHB Cup match for 2010, the last day for the girls' action. Championship hardware will be given out today in a different age brackets. On the outside now. As protecting on the outside there was Conlon. Throw it in. They get it to Musgrove. Musgrove into space, dispossessed. It goes out of play. But lastly off of 2 defenders there. For Fram. Throw in. Wilmer comes to the soccer ball. Wilmer has been very active in this match for Legacy. In the outside, Emily Grebe. And she can't handle it, goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in. virtually no wind, and the weather has been just outstanding in these last 2 days as far as running around and playing soccer. Temperatures 70s, and for summertime, late summer, it's tough to get that. Every year it's been different in this NHB tournament. Of course, we are still in the morning time today, but it's not going to get too much warmer. But earlier in the week, it was quite warm. It's a different scenario. Going along the left side, left flank there was Sloss. Service at the top of the 18-yard box. Intercepted, and that's the end of the first half of action. It is 1-0 on the goal by Miranda Conlin for Palos Verdes Fram over Legacy of Chandler, Arizona. Stick with us. You'll see what the coaches are talking about to their players, and then we'll be back with the second half of this girls under 16 match. We're about ready to get underway here in the second half. 30-minute halves. And Andy Conlon's the only goal of the game for Palos Verdes Fram. Legacy with the soccer ball. They are moving from left to right, as you can tell. And from right to left, Palos Verdes Fram, that ball goes out of play. So obviously in your picture on the near side, you see the setup in reverse as far as they are set up positionally from what you saw in the first half. Laura Cox trying to get it for Legacy, could not, so Fram has it on the near side. You get an opportunity to see Angela Sloss, and her pass intercepted. However, running onto it was Sakamoto. Over to Conlin, and her pass intercepted. However, they got a touch, and then it's back to Sakamoto. On the near side, back to Sloss. Sloss working it toward the central, and it's intercepted in the deep back. However, running onto it, nicely done that time, was Leslie David. David to Sloss in the corner. Sloss gets it over to Chardy. Her pass was kind of deflected back out toward the central for Musgrove. And a pass, an attempted pass. Actually, the whistle had already blown, so it is going to be a free kick for Legacy. Down 1-0 in this match. Kerrigan. Pass was intercepted, and then running onto it is Nichols. Pass down the left flank. Now in the central for Sloss. Sloss kind of getting one of the players from getting to the soccer ball, but then Emily Grieb got to it and sent it up towards midfield. Rajowski on a soccer ball. Rebecca, her pass over to Eggleston. Chastity Eggleston, and her pass was intercepted. Lauren Richards retreating and intercepted that soccer ball. Midfield, though, winning it is Legacy. Over to Nichols. Nichols on it now. Nichols on the near side and loses the soccer ball out of play. Janessa Martinez will throw it in, far side touchline, in this 1-0 match here in the second half. We're at the 33rd minute of the match. They'll play 60. On that ball was Licciardi looking for Sloss. She didn't get to it. Instead, Legacy winning it, pushing it up to midfield. Sakamoto, and it's going to be a foul on the play and a free kick. Free kick now for Fram. Fram won the early number of free kicks here in the second half, and across the 18-yard box over to Sloss. Sloss looking for Licciardi, but is knocked out, trying to protect in the corner. Legacy, and they're going to give up a CK to set piece. In this 1-0 match that Fram is entertaining the lead of. The set piece, let's see how they go. Outswinger, in swinger. And it goes to the outswinger. Trying to get somebody to run onto it, but that doesn't happen. Kajowski is there. They're having trouble with it in their defensive third, Pattison, and now they have it. And he'll bring it up out of their defensive half. Push it along that far side for Wilmer. You saw her action in the first half, and she had some pretty good plays. Brittany Wilmer, number 20, for Legacy. They couldn't get the equalizer. Musgrove. Charlotte Musgrove, that is, and her pass intercepted. Brought back up by Fram across midfield. On the near side now for Kimberly Hoey running it down. They knock it out of play. There's Legacy, and it's a throw-in. Sloss.
Let it run, let it run.
Leslie David's pass. And it gets over to Cassie Licciardi. Licciardi in the 18-yard box. Left foot and a save. Saved by Neumauer. Holly cutting off that near post. Being able to make the save. Licciardi shot. Angela Sauce. Good work in the center circle there. Getting it to teammates. Here's Licciardi on the near side. Licciardi with the head adornment there of white and orange cleats. Licciardi giving it, trying to give it across the field, but her teammate Martinez didn't get to it. As Legacy has the soccer ball, trying to push it up out of their own half, but they can't do it as it was intercepted. However, they have it back. Eggleston to midfield. Retreating there in the midfield area was Sakamoto, teching there into space. They throw it in, does Legacy. Over to Kimberly Hoey, but she didn't have it for very long. They have it along that right flank. They push it across midfield, does Fram. To Angela Sloss for a run. Sloss now. Gets a little Licciardi. Give and go back to Sloss, but an offsides call. So offsides on their offensive movement and a free kick. The Legacy intercepted by David. And David Running that ball up toward that attacking third, but couldn't find anybody on the connection. It'll be a throw-in. Watching LangevinProductions.com, GLP. I'm Greg GK Porter with Jim Costa on the camera, on the overhead camera this time. Watching Fram in this match. Leading 1-0. Here's Wilmer for the Chandler, Arizona Legacy team. Almost a handball. Service toward the central. Winning it is Fram with Leslie David on the run from the back, and it goes off of Leslie and out of play. That one kind of smarted. Point blank range. Grebe throwing it in, but is knocked out. Knocked out by her own teammate. David, she was looking for Hoey, and then it went right back to her. She couldn't handle it. So on the near side touchline, a throw in for Legacy. Number 13, Chastity Eggleston will throw it in. David, the header, out of play. So Eggleston will throw it in again. Her team down by 1 here in the second half. Goes over to Grebe, to the central, trying to get a player to run onto it. She could not. Akamoto stealing it, and her pass was intercepted and sent all the way down into the corner. Now here's Licciardi as they work their way out of their own defensive third. Licciardi across midfield toward the circle. Licciardi directing traffic. Licciardi down the central, still with a soccer ball. And she gets it back now and just chips it into the box. But a defender ranges back in the central of the box, able to win it for Legacy and push it out. So here's Sakamoto. Over to David. David with time and space. Leslie David now. Push it toward the central. Kimberly Hoey didn't get to it though. Into the box. Oh, they've got a player there on the side by Neumauer. Janessa Martinez found the space there. And Neumauer ranged way off her line, able to make the save. He goes all the way down the field and is out of play in a far side touchline. It will be a throw-in. Legacy will have it. Down 1-0 in this match. And so far, we are at the 41-minute mark unofficially. Play 60. Legacy with a free kick. Just across midfield. The right-footed strike. Nearly got to the box, but not quite. Now here's Emily Grebe with time and space for Legacy, drawing it back. Could be dangerous there, but Grebe gets it. And then off the 50-50 ball, caroms off to the wide. And going after it is Fram, and they do get it. And Janessa Martinez sends one down to central. And a bump there of the keeper, but Neumauer able to make the save. Got to be careful on the bump of the keeper. Kirsten Cotter trying to stop her momentum that time, and center ref no problem. And this one right to Megan Bustios, but Wilmer, too much pace on it that time, couldn't get to it to try to redirect it. So they got to retreat back now. Here's Sloss. Sloss, and she won't be able to get to it. Ball had way too much pace on it. On the grounds of Cerritos College here in Norwalk, California, the second half of action at the 42nd minute of a 60-minute match. Wholesale substitutions coming in, both teams. Coming in now, Melissa Furtado's number 4, Fram and Jenna Gill, number 15. If we missed any of them, mention them as they touch that soccer ball. Here's Lauren Richards, who I believe just came in. On the near side, Licciardi trying to get to it. And was it knocked off of her foot? No. It's going to be a free kick. Corner kick. Kimberly Hoey now. The set piece. In swinger, trying to redirect it towards the back of the net. And they'll get a chance as it was knocked out that time by Aaron Kerrigan, trying to protect into space for Legacy. Fram, another chance. Another try, and in swinger, and a save by the keeper. And he'll get another shot at it as she can't hold on to it. Neumauer. And this time, they'll switch as Kimberly will get in there and try and see what she can do. Hoey and her teammate will come over there and try to set piece. I believe it's Melissa Furtado. Couldn't quite see her number. Furtado tries it a little higher, and it is knocked out by one of the defenders. Up and another try, and it goes over the top of the net. One of the defenders protecting the back post was able to get to the soccer ball because it had beat Neumauer. Nicely done by Furtado, but they could not get the second goal of the match, which would have really put things in a peril, so to speak. Here's Licciardi weaving her way, and in the back, getting back there is Musgrove, knocking it past the goal line. Nice little bit of dribbling that time by Cassie Licciardi. On the near side. Melissa Furtado again. Furtado swings it right at Neumauer. And let's see, that's going to be a goal kick. As he ran in, actually a free kick. As they ran, I thought it was going to be a free kick because he ran into the keeper. And I was right. Cassie Licciardi with the soccer ball. Nichols, her pass intercepted. Licciardi beats Nichols and takes a shot, and that one won't be close. She really wanted to get it to her teammate, but that ball didn't bend like Beckham. 1-0 your score. Palos Verdes, Fram leading here in the second half in this NHB Cup match. Girls under 16. And we are in the 45th minute, unofficially, halfway through the second half. Along the right flank, trying to work a play. Fram, the header towards the attackers, the strikers. But winning it there in the space was Legacy. David, her pass, sent in the corner, but way too much pace on it. And it'll be a goal kick. Lauren Richards trying to run it down on the near side. Still plenty of time for Legacy. Down by only one. They got to start playing a little bit more in their defensive half of Fram. Every time they spend time in their own half, it works for Fram. To Sakamoto. Kelsey looking for Licciardi. In a space, she has it. And you say, what is she doing there? Eating time off the clock. Fram does not have to score. They lead 1-0. It's up to the defenders to get the soccer ball. For Legacy, move it up the field. Try and see if they can get the equalizer. As the clock is not their friend. Gutierrez gonna throw it in. Into the box. Off and no call by the center ref. Here's a shot, and it's intercepted. Sakamoto gets it to Licciardi. Pushes it out, just outside the box. Her service intercepted in the box. Or the top of the box. Goes out of play, near side. Gutierrez will throw it in. Towards the box, got a player there. Turns, looks for a player in the central. Couldn't get it, I believe it was Hoey over there, but she couldn't get it. It was intercepted and sent out of play again. Out of the defensive third. Gutierrez again. Gonna try it again. Into the box. They're able to win it. But Gutierrez following it up. Licciardi off the header. Back in the box again. And they're able to stiffen up defensively. And coming back to help out was Brittany Wilmer that time. And pushing that ball upfield. Courtney Park, again, I mentioned earlier that Legacy is a rather new team organized, so they are still learning a lot about each other. Out on the pitch, trying to make things happen. Toward the central now. And that's one of the things they need to do. Get the ball towards the box if they want to have an opportunity to win this match. They have lost their first two matches out of flight 3. Substitution coming in, Janessa Martinez coming in for Fram. That one off of Hoey's cleat. Goes over to Nichols for Legacy. Nichols pushing across midfield. Got a player there. And that is Eggleston. Into the central for Chavez, but then their pass intercepted. But here's Nichols pushing up across midfield. Gives it away to Sakamoto. Out to the right. Courtney Park was trying to get to it. And it was knocked out, though, by Fram, so Courtney Park will throw it in. They've got it quickly into the defensive half of Fram. Pretty much this is one of the things that happened in the first half where Legacy was able to start getting that ball in the defensive half, but it took a long time for them to do so. And they got a couple of good plays, but they weren't able to put it in the back of the net. Wilmer had a real good chance and missed a little bit high of putting it in the back of the net. And you know, Wilmer is probably chopping at the bit to get to the soccer ball again and have another good chance. And if you're Legacy, you need her to have some more chances if you're going to tie this one up. Wilmer, as she is showing that she's their best striker. Chavez, after it, has it. Looking for Wilmer, didn't get there. Nicely done that time by Salikis McKenzie. Intercepting into space, and you got to do that. All over the pitch. Got to anticipate sometimes what the other team is trying to do. Going to be a throw-in. It's going to be Park, Courtney Park, the visitors from Chandler, Arizona. As a teammate, gets a return pass, falls down, and is going to be a throw-in again as it was lastly knocked out by Fram. 1-0 match as we move on here in the second half. In the 52nd minute, And now here's Wilmer. Wilmer takes a shot, but the save is made by Bustillos. No problem that time, protecting the post. Wilmer has been shut down pretty much here in the second half, but she got to touch that time. Playing on that left flank. All the way down into the 18-yard box as they retreat back, and getting back there is Asia Rimple, knocking it past the goal line. Set piece, corner kick for Fram. Fram enjoying a 1-0 lead here in the 54th minute of the match. Unofficially. Official time kept by the center ref. Kirsten Cotter coming in for Fram. Not a lot of time for Legacy. Just a tough tournament for Legacy. Haven't been able to get the victory yet. In this girls under 16 NHB Cup 2010, outside the 18-yard box, or at the top of it there, and Legacy winning it. Trying to go upfield, but intercepted that time. Nicely done by Andy Conlon. And pushing it all the way back to their defensive third, to where Holly Neumauer has to make a save. Neumauer driving it across midfield. Only player there that time was Laura Cox, but she couldn't get to it. Nichols, her pass intercepted as they reduced the size of the field on Legacy. On it now is Eggleston. Foul against the all-blue of Fram. Now the all-white will have a free kick at midfield. They need to take advantage of things. Time running out on them. Down to Central. For Wilmer, takes a shot aside. Beautiful side that time by Bustillos. Bustillos was able to range out, get her hands on the soccer ball. The one with the geometric designs of the world's most famous sport, football in most of the world. Soccer in this one. We got another sport named football. Park into the box, has a player there, and a goal. Park found a teammate to equalize the score, and it is 1-1. We will get who scored that goal at the end for you, but a 56th minute goal by Legacy has tied this one up in the NHB Cup 2010. But can Palos Verdes Fram find a way to continue, or I don't know how many games are left for Legacy, but basically hang another loss on them? Or will they be tied? 1-1 is your score. Musgrove. And as I had mentioned before, Legacy had to start getting some chances, and they got that chance, and they put it in the back of the net, just beating Megan Bustillos. Both teams have scored a goal in a half. Down to just a few minutes left in the match. Wilmer trying to get to the soccer ball for possible winner in this match, but she can't do it, and a foul. So a free kick for Fram. All the way up the field. Gutierrez. But as they have done in the first half, as the half went on, they started to play better. The all-white, and another chance, and Bustillos makes a save. And Cox has to be careful not to touch the keeper there. Bustillos sending it down to Central. Hoey, Kimberly Hoey getting it to Gill. They work out wide, and it goes out of play. And now some substitutions are coming in. 1-1 your score. Will it be a tie, or will somebody put the go-ahead goal in the back of the net to win it? Legacy out of their own half. Nice header that time by Sakamoto, but it goes out of play, throw in again. On the far side, working with it is Jackie Anaya. A whistle. And a foul. Free kick. Hoey now, a chip toward the 18-yard box. A tough play, and just getting to it was Neumauer. She just got to the soccer ball. Almost didn't get to it in time. In this 1-1 match, Martinez will throw it in. Touched that time and caught her, and it was lastly off of Legacy. And out a corner kick. The set piece late in the game. Here's Fram's opportunity. Outswinger, can Fram win it? They've got a player there. And here's one and two high along the far post. The try there by Angela Sloss. Not a lot of time left, maybe a minute or so or less. In the defensive half, can Fram win it? Hoey to Licciardi. Licciardi loses it, and they win it in the back. They stiffen up, but it's intercepted there at midfield. It was intercepted nicely by Jackie Anaya, and she intercepts it again. Here's Anaya on the run. Jackie Anaya on the right flank, and that ball is still in the field of play and then knocked out, but I believe it was knocked out by Fram. Center ref looking at his watch. This one might end up in a tie unless they get an intercept and a quick shot. And that's the end of the match as a late second half goal ties it up, and the match ends up a tie between Palos Verdes Fram and Legacy. In this girls under 16 match, we hope you enjoyed all the action. LandEventProductions.com, and you will see interviews and comments for those who participated in this match today. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Greg G.K. Porter back here with the Palos Verdes Fram ladies, and it's a 1-1 tie today, and I'm just going to give them the microphone and let them go ahead and introduce themselves and go ahead and talk.
Hello, I'm Jackie Naya, and I go to San Pedro High School. I'm going to 11th grade, and I play right defense.
I'm Andy Conlin. I play stopper, and I go to Chadwick High School.
I'm Lily Califano. I play sweeper, and I go to Palos Verdes High School.
Okay, I'm Cassie Licciardi. I go to South High. I play forward, and yeah.
I'm Leslie David. I go to South and I play left or right D.
I'm Angela Sloss. I go to West High and I play left or right midfield.
I'm Kim Hui and I go to Penn and I play forward or in the midfield.
I'm Melissa Furtado. I play defense or left, like mid, outside mid. I don't know what I play, honestly. Okay. And I go to South High. Okay.
I'm Mackenzie Salikas. I play left D and I go to St. Peter High. I'm Megan Bustios. I go to West High School and I play keeper.
I'm Kelsey Sakamoto. I go to West High and I play center mid.
I'm Janessa Martinez. I go to Narbonne High School and I play left or right midfield.
I'm Kristen and I play forward and go to PV High.
I'm Jenna Gill and I go to South High and I play center mid and forward.
Okay, girls, a shout out for anybody watching this video, and just pass it back around.
I don't know who's watching this.
Like your parents
or
coach,
anybody.
thank your coach.
Oh,
Boyfriend, whatever.
thanks, Mom. And Tanya.
Thanks, Mom and my grandma. We'll probably watch that.
Go Tanya.
Thanks. Thanks to all my teammates. Thanks to the team, to the coach.
I love you, Tanya. Tanya. Okay, this is weird. Okay. I love you, Tanya. And South High. Woo.
Good filming and reporting.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Tanya, for letting me play forward, because I hate mid. And to my mom, because she bought this video.
I love you. Thanks to my parents and Tanya. Oh.
And a cheer, 1, 2, on 3 for your team. A cheer for your team. On 3. Good job, girls. Good job. Good job. I'm here with Tanya Wilson, and she's the coach of the Fram team. And Tanya, this tournament, just some thoughts about this tournament.
I think it's pretty good competition that we've been playing a couple tournaments in the past. It's been a lower competitive, but this one's been pretty good with the competition. And also a couple of these teams we're going to be playing in season, so it kind of gives us a forewarning on what we're about to see. But overall, I think the girls have played well. This team is moving up to silver, and we're playing against all silver teams, and we're hanging pretty well with them.
Yeah. That's good. It was definitely a game that, kind of had some ebbs and flows, and you saw that. And with the overhead camera now that we're using, you're going to be able to work on some things with your team.
Yes, I'm actually very excited to show them what I get to see so they can kind of see from the coach's perspective and an overview of how they help their team and how they can help their team more in the future. Watching yourself on TV is the hardest critic, so...
You don't have to tell me.
Yep, yeah, yes.
Okay, well, moving forward, is there anything that you want them to know, about this tournament and take forward that maybe they don't already know?
Well, in this particular game, we got up 1-0 and we were playing well, and then after we got that 1-0, we kind of sat back a little bit. And I would like the girls to pursue more, get a more comfortable lead, 2-0, 3-0, where they take the other team out of the game. And we didn't do that. We let the team come back into the game, and that was unfortunate. I hope that's the lesson they learned from the game.
Well, I tell you what, I see the makings of maybe a premier team down the road, and if not, some that might get a scholarship.
Oh, that would be great for them to use this and move forward and play in college. That's what I did, and that's my dream for all of them.
Who'd you play for?
I went to Cal State Dominguez.
Had a good time over there?
Great time, best time of my life. I did.
Well, you're definitely imparting it to your team, and nice to meet you, and good luck with your team in the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, you saw the final score right here from Cerritos College in Norwalk, California, where it was 1-1, and both teams scoring in both their halves. Of course, Andy Conlon for Fram in the first, and in the second half, it was Laura Cox. We hope you enjoyed all the action in the NHB Cup 2010 and the girls under 16 out of Flight 3. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless, and always save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.